Welcome back to CatalystBackstage.com. We hope you're enjoying the morning here. We're enjoying the morning, and we're backstage. I'm Brian Wurzell.
I'm Bianca Wattis, and
Yes.
we're here with...
The one and only.
Jack Dorsey.
Jack Dorsey. Great to have you here, man. Thanks for making the trek, and it sounds like yesterday was a good day. I saw on your Twitter feed you were hanging out with Jack Welch.
Yeah, that was amazing. He's an amazing man. I learned a lot in that 30 minutes.
Any like tidbit that you just go, wow, I'm chewing on that?
I don't know. He just had a lot of good general advice about management and empowering people and how to do so in a structured way. And like, we often think about leadership as more like a dictator, but it's more about like finding what people love and making sure that all the barriers are clear for them to do that immediately.
Wow. For people that don't maybe know you, or maybe they just tuned in to the live stream here, Jack had the amazing idea of Twitter that has revolutionized the world and technology, and now also Square, which is mobilizing small business and just people in general to be able to not get taken to the bank, if you will. Yeah,
or take money to the bank.
Or maybe it is
their own way. Their own way.
That's just right. So, but thanks for making Catalyst part of your day today. And I know it was a long journey to get here through the night, but we so appreciate you being with us.
Absolutely. I want to jump in and ask a quick question. We were both sitting live in this session, and for those of you guys watching at home, we're excited to actually have a little bit more of an intimate chat with Jack. But you had mentioned just the political uprisings and revolutions that are going on, utilizing and leveraging social media such like Twitter.
Yeah.
I know that you probably hear more stories of how that's going on besides the uprisings of Egypt. What other things have you seen that Twitter has been infiltrating culture and politics and life?
Well, the amazing thing is there's something new every single day. And it's really surprising at how people are using the service. I think it's, I like to think of it as a true utility akin to electricity that people can build whatever they want on top of. And we've seen everything from reporting earthquakes, local earthquakes in San Francisco where I live, to massive earthquakes like what happened in Haiti, and other natural disasters in the world. We had a lot of activity around the Mumbai attacks in the past. We had a lot of activity around Iran and Moldova and what's currently happening in the Middle East. But the important thing is that people can, with the tool they have in their pocket, have a global conversation and get their message all over the world in real time. And that's really the power of it. So what happens, next? I'm not really sure, but it's been amazing to watch how people take the technology and really make it their own.
Yeah. Organizationally at Twitter and at Square, and I want to talk about Square for just a minute after I ask this question, but I just wanted to hear kind of behind the scenes in your organization, what does a day-to-day look like over there, and what is your environment like? How have you set it up to be fun? Because it seems like you worked, from your history, it seems like you've worked in some corporate environments, some places where you haven't loved. So now you've created your own working environment, your own team, you're building your culture. What is the culture at Twitter? Is it an 8 to 4:30 thing? How do your employees work? Love to hear about that.
So as someone who is running a technology company, you would love to have everyone in the company feel ownership and feel such ownership that the hours just melt away. When you really are doing something that you love, you don't pay attention to time. You don't pay attention to everything else that's happening around you. You pay attention to what you're building and what you're creating. And that more or less is what we try to structure at both companies. Both companies, for instance, are, we serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner for every single employee.
Wow.
So you can go, a lot of people in this country don't eat breakfast, and it's a really important meal for the day. So you can go to work and at 9 a.m., 9:30, and get a breakfast, and it's a really healthy breakfast, and we make sure it's healthy, and we make sure it's also vegan if you're vegan or vegetarian.
Are you a vegan?
So I was vegan for 2 years, but then I moved back to St. Louis and I had to give it up.
Come on now.
Really hard to do that.
You're a real man. That's what it comes back to. But hey, holler to the vegans.
I love veganism. I love
Yeah.
it. So putting that structure in place so that people, it's really the same thing. It's the same way we want to build products. You want to minimize all the conceptual debris around using the product. And by that I mean, you don't want to have to think about using the product. You just want to use it.
Wow.
So like the great thing about Twitter is you can just tap out a message really quickly,
Right.
and you don't have to concern yourself with who is this going to be seen by, like how does it get routed to them, like just any of the mechanics. You just tap it out, and you know someone's going to see it,
Sure.
and then you can put it away. But it just fits in without you thinking about it at all. Really great products are things you don't think about at all. They just they disappear. The technology disappears completely. And I think the same is true for setting up a company or an organization or a work structure.
Yeah.
Is that all the mechanics of work in the office disappear so that you're just building what you want. So I think there's a lot of parallels there, and that's how we've tried to set up the company, both companies.
Speaking of building what you want, I know that you showed us a quick demo in your session about Square, but for those that were just joining us, we are Backstage Live with Jack Dorsey, creator and CEO of Twitter and now Square. And we want to give you guys a quick demo.
CEO of Twitter.
Twitter, excuse me. Oh, clarify that, yes.
CEO of Square. Chairman of Twitter.
There we go. Chairman of Twitter.
And we want to go ahead and show you a quick demo of what that looks like. And so, Jack, if you were ready to do the demo, if we can do that.
I'm ready.
Awesome.
I'm ready.
Let's talk about Square
Well,
really quick.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So Square is a little tiny credit card reader, and this is a little square, and you download an application on your app store of your phone. So you can go to the app store on your iPhone or your iPad or your iPod Touch or your Android device right now, search for Square, download the application, and then you put in your address, and we send you one of these devices in 2 to 3 days. It goes directly to your home or your business.
And I'll just say it's totally free.
It's totally free. So then you plug this into your phone, and you just plug it into the headphone jack. And now anyone who has money that they owe you on a credit card, you can take it directly from their credit card, and it goes in your bank account. So you can imagine it just for personal stuff, selling something on Craigslist, or if you owed me $50, I could take it right now. But if you have a charity or a cause, or you're a babysitter or a dog walker or a hairdresser, everyone in the world can accept credit cards now, because everyone's paying with credit cards and everyone's paying with plastic. And traditionally, this has been very, very hard to do. So
Dave Ramsey's a little mad about it, but he's working on it. As long as you're using your debit card and it's within the envelope system of the debit, then you can swipe your card too.
Exactly. You can use prepaid cards and debit cards.
See?
You don't have to use a credit card.
So Dave Ramsey doesn't need to be angry.
Right. Any plastic. Any plastic. So we're going to show a demo of taking money for charity water, and we're going to take $1. So I just type in $1 into the interface, and then I'm going to put the microphone down for a minute.
Yep. I can hold a.
You have a card?
Yeah.
So I take this. I take the card. I swipe it through. And there we go. And then it goes up, and it sees if there's $1 on the card. And now it's authorizing it. So this is a moment of truth. Yes, there is $1 on the card. So then you hand it to your payer so that they can sign with their finger. And then once they get that signature, we can hit the continue button here. And no paper whatsoever. Now it's actually taking the money off the card. No paper whatsoever. We can now send an SMS or email receipt. So now I'm going to send a receipt to this phone number. And then I can just take a new payment, and it's done. So it's really, really, really fast.
I use it as a musician. I use Square, and I've actually interfaced with some of your employees at Square, and they're awesome. I had a CD release party in January, and I knew that we'd have a bunch of people there, and that I'd end up either using a merchant account, which they had at the venue that I was at, or I could use Square and not have to worry about all that mess. And so they sent me extra squares. Your people were so great. They were so great.
That's awesome to hear.
They made me so happy, and I sent my album to whoever answered my email, and she was so great. It was human connection. Your customer service is awesome, and anyway, we love what you're doing, Jack. And
thank you.
We appreciate you being part of the Catalyst family, and your insight and wisdom is much appreciated on many levels.
Thank you very much.
So much.